International Conference 2023. I, Ria Lambert, am honored to be your host for this event. Today, we are providing y'all a platform to have a direct interaction with the delegates of Riga Technical University, covering various aspects and addressing the main questions regarding this university. Since 2014, Empire Overseas Education has been giving students a range of opportunities and encouraging them to turn their aspirations into reality by offering a glimmer of hope. Over the years, with much critical acclaim, our philosophy has remained true to its roots. Riga Technical University is the oldest technical university in the Baltic countries since 1862. It was previously known as the Riga Polytechnical Institute and Riga Polytechnicum. It has been a popular university opted by students to pursue their dreams and establish their empire. Before we begin, please do kindly ensure your mobile devices are set to silent mode to minimize disruptions. We also encourage you to actively participate in the discussions and Q&A sessions as it would help you and also us at the same time. First of all, I would like to humbly welcome our one and only Managing Director of Empire Group, Mr. Nitin Nova, onto the dais. Thank you, sir. Secondly, I would like to invite our International Relations Manager, Ms. Rizwana, onto the stage. Thank you, ma'am. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest, Ms. Zane Purlaura, the Deputy Director of Riga Technical University, and Ms. Zane Neilande, the Admission Officer of RTU. Thank you. So, today, they will be sharing insights on the university life and living in Latvia. So, before we begin the session, this session will be held in two parts. The first is we'll be starting off the session with an interaction among the heads and the delegates, and followed by that, the discussion will be opened as well. So, over to you, Ms. Rizwana.
Welcome to Kerala, first of all. Could you two please introduce yourselves to the audience?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Zane Purlaura, and I am the Deputy Director of the International Cooperation of Riga Technical University. Been dealing with international cooperations and international admissions for past 23 years, and delighted to be here, and thank you for hosting us this evening. Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Hello everyone, my name is also Zane and I'm Admission Officer at Riga Technical University.
Okay, I think we can start with the questions now. I've heard that Zane will be answering most of the questions today. So for the unversed, could you please tell about RTU? What does Riga Technical University has to offer the international students in terms of the academic exposure, and why should a student choose RTU? Why RTU? Is my question.
Okay, as previously mentioned, we are the oldest technical university in the Baltics, mainly focusing on engineering-related fields, and we are a public university. Students upon graduation, they get internationally recognized degrees. We have the highest employability rate after their studies, so they easily get jobs all over Europe and also internationally, worldwide. Why RTU? We have great facilities. We have our own campus with newly technological equipment. So.
Do you have anything to add on to it, ma'am?
I'll let Zana handle the show, so otherwise it will get too confusing. She's doing all right. Okay. Well, just high quality of education, of course. The quality of education comes first, and then the rest, all the facilities and the services we can offer.
Okay, now I think we can move on to the next question. Okay. So one of the concerns of our students is that whether they need to know the local language to survive in Latvia is English, is English alone enough to secure part-time jobs as well?
Yes, it's enough because in Latvia and Riga, especially, all of the people are speaking English. They can get jobs easily knowing only English language.
So, do you support your students working part-time? What is
Yes.
your stand on it as a university?
Yes, during studies, students can work both part-time and full-time. Bachelor studies part-time, meaning 20 hours per week. Master studies full-time, 40 hours per week. Of course, the studies come first. They have to study, and after that, if they have free time, they can work. And as well, we have our own career center that helps students to get job opportunities. They help them to prepare for the job interviews, help them with their CVs and motivation letters.
Okay. So, who all can opt to study in RTU? I mean, what is the eligibility criteria there?
We require students with minimum 60% in their previous education, and if they have completed their high school, then there has to be like a math subject, and this science stream has to be there because we're engineering school, so they have to have math subject in their high school.
Is there a chance that you consider even the applicants less than 60? I mean, just for all the people who are thinking that 54 or 57 or 59, are they considered in case of so people get the answer that if you are not, even you have a lightest chance. So if you can clarify on that.
Yeah, we'll clarify. We don't go beyond 60%, and for this intake, which will close on 15th of July, those students who are applying for the management programs, because at the Riga Technical University we offer both. We have engineering and technology programs, and then we have management programs. For management programs, we are accepting students with science and with commerce background. Still, the minimum marks would be 60% and up. And for engineering programs, including computer science, then we would be asking for the 60% marks and the science background.
Also, just to clarify the thing that, the people with other intentions who are planning to come to Latvia are also not welcome to Riga Technical University, I believe. And the content is that we need serious students who are really want to go there, or for the main intention, then the only intention has to be studies. And you get an opportunity to work part time. It is like kind of it will help you to train yourself for a better future, but it is not on the financial side. Okay, that's my thought. I mean, do you agree on? And also, working part time makes you busy, so you don't get distracted with the freedom that you are getting when you're going to a new European country. That's my take on it. And what do you?
Yeah, we completely support that, because first, when you come to the country abroad, of course, this is very different. Europe is very different from what is here. The teaching methods, whole of the university will be different, different requirements. You need to get used to that. And if you go into the working right away, you get carried away. And we've seen the students then start missing the classes. And if you miss the classes, you will not be able to pass your exams. If you don't pass your exams, we don't keep you on the campus. There is no such thing that you are earning money and then you will pay for your exams. This is not going to work at the public university. So if you don't pass your exams, we have to send you home. So that's why we are saying that studies come first, and then you can work as well, as long as you can combine it with your studies. And initially, when you arrive, allow yourself at least to settle for 3 months, understand what are requirements at the university, how the country works, and only then start looking for work and start working. Many students do work at Riga Technical University. We have more than 4,000 international students. From India these days, there are about 1,500 students studying with us, and majority of them do work. Students like in our campus, they come from 102 different countries. So in the campus, you will meet students from all over the world. But initially, allow yourself that initial period of settling in. And for bachelor students especially, then you have all your core subjects, fundamentals, many hours of mathematics, physics with all the lab works, and then the class attendance is ever so important. So first focus on the studies and then you can start working as well. We have nothing against that as long as you get your priorities right.
So you had briefly mentioned about the teaching methods in RTU. So my next question is in line with what you said. So I wanted to ask you, what is the educational approach in RTU? Is it more theory-based or it has a more practical approach? And what is the nature of examinations?
Yeah, the main focus at the university is the practical emphasis that if you see at the courses, for management students as well, for the engineering students, then 30% to 40% will be your theoretical classes, where you will be given lectures and theory, which could be quite similar from your classes here in India, but the rest, 60-70% will be your lab works, practicals, and trainings at the companies. So we do want you to be prepared for the labor market as soon as you leave the university, so that the companies don't need to train you again. Many of our programs, bachelor, master programs, they have internships included as well. So during your studies, you will have to do the professional training with the industry as well. So the main focus is that we want you to be labor market ready, not just for Latvia, but whole of the Europe, and then you can easily return back home here and get easily employed here, and you know exactly what you're doing.
Okay, although you've covered this briefly in your previous answers, I would like to particularly ask you about the infrastructure and the facilities offered by RTU, and what are the extracurricular activities that are offered by the university, which contribute to the overall development of a student.
As I mentioned in the beginning, we have our own campus where all the faculties are there and different facilities for students to access. The scientific library is there where students can prepare for their exams. Also, swimming pool with gyms. During their free time, they can access different sport activities, different labs where they do their practical works. Accommodation, main dormitory building is located in the main campus, as well as there's a big shopping mall where students do their groceries. What else is there? I think that's it. Yeah, everything is located like within the same campus, and it's not far from the old city center. It's like 20-minute walk across the bridge, across the river, if you know where Riga center is located.
I mean, it is the most modern university with the most modern facilities that you can get it in any country like Australia or UK. You have all the faculties, the infrastructure are world class of high standards. And I believe you agree. That is like, you get the best exposure. It is a 180 plus years old university, so that they have a long depth of the infrastructure, in the sense they have multiple campuses, multiple faculties, and you can't imagine it with a university in India. So Riga Technical University is the university where you will not you will get all the facilities required, even in whatever department you're studying. So you will get the world class facilities which is offered in the world class universities. So there's no compromise in that thing. That's what I believe.
Because on our website there's a 3D map, virtual map. You can go walk through our campus, go into every faculty building, in the student dormitories, lab houses, design factories. So lots of different labs are in every faculty. Plus we have as well a lab house, we call, which is dedicated just for different research and for the labs which are available for students. But you don't need to take our word for granted. Go to the website rtu.lv, look for the 3D map, and you can see for yourself what the campus looks like.
So, RTU being a public university, does the local government provide any scholarships for the international students?
For the international student, local government does not provide the scholarships. However, the RTU provides fully funded places for the doctoral students, but for the doctoral students only, and you would need to complete our master program to apply or to be accepted for the fully funded PhD. When I say fully funded, that means that you don't pay any tuition fee and the university pays you the scholarship of 800 euros per month. Plus, as well, then you are involved in the research project, you are assisting the professor, and you are as well being paid your salary for doing that work. In addition to that, all the students, bachelor students, master students, and doctoral can use Erasmus scholarships, which are the European scholarships. And just to mention a sample for master students, especially, that you arrive to Riga, start your first year of studies, and in the second year you can go for Erasmus exchange. The maximum period would be 2 semesters, but you can go 1 semester, 2 semesters, any university in Europe. In case of Riga Technical University, we have more than 350 partner universities. You name the country and we have a partner there. If you go on exchange within the EU, you don't need to pay any tuition fee to that university, and we support you with a scholarship, 700 euros per month you get, which would cover your living costs. So effectively, you can spend 1 year, your first year in Riga, and second year you can be in Italy, you can be Germany. Then you would need to return back to Riga, present your master thesis, and you get your degree qualification, where it would say that you spent 1 year or 1 semester in the foreign university in the country XYZ. So these would be the scholarships which we can offer to students these days.
Okay. Going back to a more basic question, what is the age limit for bachelors and masters in RTU?
For bachelor students, the age limit is 25 years. For master level students, there is no age limit. Of course, we are checking if there is a big study gap, what student has been doing that study gap.
Okay. I wanted some clarity regarding the validity of the interview link. There has been some confusion, I think. So could you please throw some light on that?
Yes, there were like few days ago, there were some technical issues with the interview links. The validity is 15 days starting from the day when the link is issued. So no worries, 15 days. In 15 days, you have to complete the video interview.
So what is the reality? Do you have a second chance in case if we miss the deadline?
Unless there's really legit reason for that, we would consider. But if you cannot clear your interview within 15 days, you're not serious. We don't look for students who are not serious. And yeah.
Yes, as we were talking about the interview, I would like to ask you, for the sake of the students, that what are you looking for in a student while you conduct the interview? What quality are you looking for in them?
We are basically looking for their motivation for studies in Riga Technical University, also to know more about them, what is their previous experience and what they want to do in future, what are their future plans. So yeah, basically that's it. The main reason is the motivation for studies.
Yeah, and we've noticed that you've introduced some double degree programs in RTU. So for the ones who are unfamiliar with it, could you please explain what it is and what its chances are?
Yeah, we do have a double degrees which we offer together with our partner universities in UK, and that is specifically offered for bachelor students. That would be Faculty of Electronics and Telecommunications. So you could do 2 years of your bachelor studies in Riga and the other 2 years at our partner university in Coventry, in England, in the UK. And upon the graduation, you receive UK degree qualification and the European hours degree qualification as well. And then same concept we offer for the master students as well. Different university, that's university in Scotland, which would be in Glasgow, University of Strathclyde. Again, degree within the field of telecommunications and electronics. You would do 1 year in Riga, and then you do your second year in UK. Again, you'd get 2 degree certificates, one from Riga and one from the UK.
So in that case, you are the student eligible for the post-study work, like one stay back of. In that case,
in that case, student gets 2 stay back options. You can get the stay back in Latvia or Schengen, which would be 1 year, and you get your stay back in UK, which would be 2 years. So you are eligible for both of the stay back options. That is for master students.
Right. And also, we had this brief conversation about the computer science. The eligibility criteria is a bit different, and the what do you call? It's a very popular program for bachelor students, computer systems. But as we have discussed about the eligibility criteria, it's not as usual as 60 percentage, or you know, I think the requirement is much higher. So could you explain about that? Because, and also, in case if the student somehow couldn't get into that, what other options do you have in the field of computer science?
Yeah, indeed. For the bachelor's in computer systems, we have only 100 seats available at the university, and this is a very demanded program these days. So the entry requirements are higher. We are asking for 70% of marks, and we are specifically looking for your marks in mathematics at your +2, and your mathematics have to come 70% or around that if you want to secure the seat in the program of computer systems. If you don't qualify for that, we are offering within the Faculty of Telecommunications and Electronics, we have a 3-year bachelor program in data transmission engineering, which covers many courses which are similar as in our computer systems program. So we are referring students as well to do a bachelor's in that particular program. And then for master level, you can do your IT degree, whether with us in computer systems or in cybersecurity engineering or business informatics, or you can transfer to the other university within the Europe or elsewhere and do your master's there. So that would be an alternative if you still want to pursue your bachelor studies with us.
In brief, it means that if someone is not really eligible for the computer systems, you have a different program, but it doesn't seems or looks like, or the name is kind of, but the point is the content is kind of similar.
Yeah, because the name doesn't really describe what the program is about. That's why we have listed all the detailed information on our website, the program with all the subjects that you can see the content. And if you look at the content, there are lots of programming subjects which would be very similar as it is in the computer systems program.
And you are eligible as you are a graduate of a computer systems, and so that you are eligible to apply for the same masters. You are not ineligible in case if you are trying to do a masters in the computer systems. So that is a good advantage, and I think the fees is also comparatively lesser.
Fees are similar.
Okay.
Fee-wise, you don't win anything. No,
all right.
You win. You can get admission. That's all.
I understand. All right. So that's it. From we had the same session last time, and we had covered a lot of questions already. So I hope these are the questions from our side, and we want the people. I'm thankful for showing up, all of you. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask and clarify your doubts, because there is no point in clarifying it again with me or the team. So you have the people here, so you feel free to come and ask whatever doubts or concerns you have about Riga Technical University.
So yes, as he said, we will be moving on to our interactive session. So where you all are free to clear your doubts. So please do raise your hand if you have a question or comment. A microphone will be brought to you all. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Just to touch upon the funds necessary to study in RTU and in Latvia, because if you see our tuition fee range, that would be in the range for bachelor students 3,000 euros per year, so which is about 3 lakh rupees, is it? Yeah, approximately. And for masters, that's slightly higher, so it would be in the range of 4,000 euros or 3.5 lakh rupees. That's what we've been told. I'm not that good in conversions yet. As for the living expenses, we give you the average figure. The average figure is about 400 to 500 euros. If you stay on our campus, then our accommodation starts from 150 euros per month, and the rest will be how much you're going to spend on your food and in your entertainment. If you cook in your dorms, all the dorms have a self-catered facility, so you have kitchen and you can make your own meals, then obviously life will be cheaper. But if you start going to the restaurants and partying, then everything will cost more to you. As to secure your resident permit, then there will be the requirement of living expenses fund, which now is 7,500 euros. And as well, we are all like, there are two options to prove your funds. One is that you get your bank statement and then you need to submit as well the income tax return papers of your parents to our embassy. If you cannot or don't want to do that, then you can as well transfer your living costs to the university and we will provide the supporting documents for visa. When you arrive to Latvia, then within 2 weeks, we transfer the amount of living costs to your account. Whether the account is in Europe, in Latvia, or your account is India, doesn't matter for us. So there are those details which you then need to as well keep in mind when you will get to the paperwork.
The point here is that, people try to say that it's really hard to do the processing of Latvian visa. Because they are asked multiple financial documents to prove your finances, because a lot of Indian students who are somehow not they are not actually showing the reality, the real face. So if you have genuine funds, so if you are a genuine student, try to send this money to the university so that the chance of getting visas are much higher, and the processing is also easier. So and as they promise, you can get the refunds within 2 weeks after your arrival to the university, and you can use the funds for your living expense. So that is an opportunity. Whoever believes or whoever thinks I have a concern of refusals or visa rejections, because we have to convince the embassy that, to prove the embassy that you have genuine source of funds. So they could be convinced, they could not be convinced. You might have the real cash, but the thing is, it is up to the embassy to decide. So to make it easier, you can send the money to the university, and that is the easiest way to get improve your chances to get the visa. Is that?
That's correct.
They are asking that in case of the visa is refused, what are the visa refund policies?
If the visa is refused, the only non-refundable fee is application fee. Application fee is 150 euros that we do not refund. The rest of the money, your tuition fees, security deposit, living cost, all of that is refunded within 2 weeks once you submit your refund request.
So as we whoever is attending the session or whoever is using this, we are recording on, the thing is, you have the eligibility criteria, you understand what they're expecting, what kind of quality of students are being expected from the university. If you are in that category, you feel free to apply to the university. In that case, you will not lose nothing. If not, then you have to take the risk of application fees. Otherwise, all other money is refunded, and the chances of the conversion rates, you might be sending money on a different rate and you might get it back on a different rate. You can win some, you can lose some. It depends, completely depends on the markets. So nobody is responsible for that. And banking charges, normally there will be a little bit difference, but and euro rates are very dynamic. So you never know what happens. You can be on the winning side or you can be in the losing side, but that also comes with the
whatever
refund
comes into our account, the same amount we're gonna send back minus bank charges.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, so here told about the visa rejection, so that's happening now. So I want to know on what criteria the visa gets rejected in Latvia. What are the criteria? Some criteria may be there, right?
Yes, so far, well, I must say for Riga Technical University as well, out of all Latvian universities, our rejection rate is the lowest. So far, only 10% of the applications would be rejected by the embassy. And from the previous intakes, what we've seen that the main reason for rejection would be financial documents. So that means that the financial documents haven't been in order, whether something was missing or whether they were wrong documents. I have no idea what exactly. Embassy wouldn't release that information to us, but main reason was funds.
Thank you so much.
Well, then I suppose we wrap up. We're going to be here for a little bit. If you don't want to share your questions publicly, then you can approach us after the session if you have individual questions you want to clear with us.
Also about the rejection, the motivational interview is one of the most important thing. Everybody have the best file. It looks very pretty, but the thing is the pretty file has to have come with a pretty character or a pretty personality. So people fail to do that. That is the one of the problem. Then that makes what happens. Embassy thinks that all the genuine and not genuine files are all looks alike. So the motivational interview is one of the major factor, because you see the person and you see the file, there is nothing in connection. So and it makes it harder for the another applicants. It makes it tougher. So the best thing is you should have a good personality on proper motivation during the visa interview. And the same time, the financial documents are something which has been a problem. So we have find a way out, that is that to send the money to the university and it will be refunded ASAP. So we have solutions, but until the applicants cooperate, it is much easier. It's not as it seems.
Yeah, if I can just add that you do need to take the embassy interview seriously, because 50% will depend of the decision will depend upon the interview, and the rest will be your documents. Because embassy really wants to hear that you know to which country you're going, that you know which program you will be studying in. Not only the name of the program, they will ask you to list different subjects which going to be in that study program. So you do need to know the details. You need to know how much living costs going to be, how much your tuition fee is. So they expect that once you made that decision, that you already have done all the research and that you know exactly where you're going, how much it's going to cost you, and what you will be studying. And as well, they will ask you to tell the reasons why you selected that particular study program. Well, our representatives will help you as well, because we've been working in cooperation for many years, and Nidin was our student as well. So then we know that if you will be in the same hands in that regard. But one message from our side is that you do need to prepare for the interview. Don't take it lightly.
And also another thing is that we have don't the thing is we have application time till the 15th of July, but it doesn't mean that you can apply on 14th of July. So because the processing is pretty time consuming, and we all of us need enough time to do it on a properly. So make sure if you're ready, don't just get clarified, and put your application ASAP, so that you can go as early as possible, and you do things on time. So don't make it, that is a problem. You get a multiple more number of applications on the day before or on the deadline. So because they think that okay, you are registered before the deadline, so you are supposed to get there, but it is not guaranteed that if you are applying late, the chances of getting deferred is high. So take that into the consideration as well if you are waiting to apply. Yes. So thank you so much, guys, for showing up and making this event successful. And again, they are free here. We will not interfere. You are feel free to come and ask anything in private if you have any. Okay. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of our event. On behalf of Empire Overseas Education, I would like to express our deepest gratitude for your active participation and enthusiasm. We hope you found today's session enlightening and inspiring. Before we disperse, we would like to present a souvenir to our honorable guest. To present the same, I would like to welcome Mr. Harish, the Head of Administrative Officer, and Mr. Sujit, the CFO of the Empire Group, onto the stage.
When we are trying to book an appointment for VFS, the invitation numbers are showing invalid, and some are showing invalid and some are not. So what is the reality, and why some people get appointments and some don't? So what is the criteria to get the appointments properly?
Well, to get the appointments properly means that you should have settled your tuition fees, university should have made your invitation, and that data has to be sent to the embassy. Because we send all the student names, the invitation numbers to the embassy, and then embassy gives that information to VFS Global. Sometimes it happens that from the university we send you the documents, but next list with student names go to the embassy, let's say in a couple of weeks. So that means if you are trying to book your appointment within those 2 weeks until we send your name to the embassy, it will show that the number is invalid, because the documents first have to be received by embassy, and only then you can book with VFS Global. Because the system works that the university every 3 weeks sends the information to the embassy, and embassy updates that with VFS Global. And if those lists are not synchronized, that means you won't be able to book the appointment unless the data has been exchanged between embassy and VFS Global. But if there are any issues, then we are encouraging you as well to contact us, and we look into that.
In that case, if the invitations are invalid, can the university inform them that these numbers, they are supposed to?
No, because the arrangement with the university and Ministry of Foreign Affairs is that we don't bother them every day. That's why we have preset dates. We agree upon the dates now in months of May. And then we know the first list will go to the embassy on 28th of June, next list will go on 20th of July, then let's say 7th of August, and then it will be 2nd of September. And this is how it's going to work. We can't send every day or every hour some new number to the embassy. This is not how we operate. That's why if you missed one of the lists, then you need to wait 3 weeks until you are included into the next one. And we are explaining that over and over again, but you need to respect that that's how it works.
All right.
Feel free to approach me or any of stars and also the delegates at the end of the session if you have any questions or any clarification. So we're here to help. And again, have a wonderful evening. I'm sure our dreams are not achievable, but bound to become a reality. We really appreciate your contributions to the success of this event. Once again, have a wonderful evening. This is Ria signing off.